What's up, everybody? It is bold prediction time for the Detroit Lions. The season is right around the corner. And so what we want to do is we want to hit you with some bold predictions and what we think could happen. Now, just a little caveat. These are bold predictions. These aren't, yup, it's happening guaranteed. So call me out on it when it doesn't happen. But I really do think each one of these three bold predictions, that's what I have, are absolutely attainable. So while they're bold, as I'm talking about them, the more and more as I think about it, I'm like, I don't know how bold they really are. So I think they're bold. You let me know, am I crazy with these things? Or could you see this happening? So, number one bold prediction for the Detroit Lions this year is that both Aiden Hutchinson and Mr. Harris will have 10 plus sacks. Now, as I say that out loud, yeah, it's pretty bold because I think Harris had 7.5 last year. Hutchinson's a rookie. So 10 is a lot to ask for. I think part of the reason I went to 10 is because they have an extra game, but I also think that they will make each other's life easier. As we watch the preseason, when they're in there together, it is often that both of them are converging on the quarterback at the same time. I think that Hutchinson has already proved in 3 preseason games, 2 of which he played in, that it's hard to block him one-on-one. And Harris started showing that last year, and he has only shown that he is even better this year. And I don't know why we didn't think he would be better. I think sometimes we think to ourselves like, oh, dude got paid. Well, for starters, he's not that old, and he didn't get paid that much. I mean, we gave him a good contract. I think it was 3 years, but dude wants to get paid again. So he needs to keep improving. He needs to keep getting better. Good defensive ends that are sack specialists get money in this league, and they play in this league for a good amount of time until almost their mid-30s. Think about the contract Von Miller just signed. I mean, like, oh my goodness. So when you look at a guy like this, I think he's continuing to get better. I don't know why we thought he'd have a breakout season last year where all of a sudden he was with a coaching staff that understood his potential, unlocked his potential. And now sometimes we think all of a sudden, oh, no, he's not going to do it anymore. No, of course he's going to do it. He's going to do it again, and I think he's going to do it at a more effective rate. So I'm really confident about his 10 sacks. The question is, what about Hutch? And this is why I gave the prediction of both of them, because you can only double team one of them, and that's what they're going to have to do. So as I look at this, all I can think to myself is I think both guys have a legitimate shot to get 10 plus sacks. If you think I'm crazy, let me know. But I'm telling you right now, dudes have skill. Now, for this next one, I'm gonna share something with you that I talked about in a previous video, and I just want to hit you with it again. And it is Jared Goff's stats. And my bold prediction for this year, you remember, this is the Jared Goff that threw for 3,245 yards last year in only 14 games. My bold prediction is that Jared Goff will throw for 4,500 yards this year. And the reason I'm saying that is, one, we have weapons. We have weapons this year. It's really pretty simple. When you look at what we have DJ Chark, we have Amon-Ra St. Brown, we have TJ Hockenson. All 3 guys are proven when healthy to be effective players. Number 2, we have a good offensive line. I know what you're saying. I know what you're thinking. It didn't look good against Pittsburgh. Well, you know what? A lot of offensive lines probably won't look that good with Boyle or Blau running the show, and both of them are gone. Both of them are gone. Jared Goff is going to be better. Number 3, we have a balanced running attack. Number 4, look at the stats. Look at this stats page that I'm putting up right here for you. I want you to look at 2018. I want you to look at 2019. Both of his full seasons that he played in LA with a good running game. The guy averaged 293 and 289 yards per game. He was good. And even in 2020, when he only played in 15 games, he put up almost 4,000 yards. And this is the year that everybody said he was absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. Now we have good players in the system with him. I think that he could have an absolute breakout campaign. He has a good offensive coordinator. I am really, really excited to see what Jared Goff can do in this offense. Not only do I think he'll get 4,500 yards, I think he's going to make not just the coaching staff, but the fans pause and wonder, wait a minute, could this be our guy? Like, could this be our quarterback for the future? I'm not sure. He might be it. So that is a bold prediction, is that Jared Goff will throw for 4,500 yards. Remember, bold predictions, not written in ink. All right. And the next one, and this is my final bold prediction, is that a former 4th round and a former 6th round pick will assert themselves as our linebacker core of the future. Derek Barnes and Malcolm Rodriguez. I think by the end of the year, this will happen. And I'm not sure how they will insert themselves in the starting lineup, but my guess is somewhere around week 4 or 5, and I hate to say it, is that it'll be with an Alex Anzalone injury. And I think he's going to get hurt. I think he's going to miss some time. And these two young guys they're going to have some growing pains. But by the end of the year, we are going to see that both of these guys are the future at linebacker for us. And now we just need to bolster the back end of our linebacking core. That's my bold prediction on it. I think that the last 2 preseason games really helped affirm that for me. I think Rodriguez, we know the guy's floor is really high. He has a really high floor. We don't know what his ceiling is, but we know he has a high floor, so I'm confident about him. We know Barnes has a very, very high ceiling. The question is, what's the floor? And when we look at those last 2 games, after a call out, it seems like the game is starting to slow down for Mr. Barnes. And it's really fun to see because he's kind of becoming that heat-seeking missile that we all hoped that he would become. I think at this point, he's already better than what Jared Davis was. That's not a big compliment. But when I see Barnes, you see a guy who looks the part of a linebacker. He looks the part of a stud linebacker that can get downhill, that can wreak havoc on a running game and just blow up plays on the field. When you see Malcolm Rodriguez, he looks like a steady Eddie. He looks like that late round draft pick steal, that Zach Thomas, like that linebacker that's like, he have any business being out there doing what he's doing, but he just does everything right. He makes the right reads. He makes good tackles. He's stronger than you think he is. He's faster than you think he is. And he plays bigger than he actually is. Like, he is one of those guys that is steady. So I think they would be such a good combo to go with each other. And their strengths really do play off each other well. I think Rodriguez can be reliable in pass coverage. I think that you can rely on him to make good reads and consistently choose the right read, make the right tackle. With Barnes, he's going to be your nuclear bomb in there. He's the guy who is going to blow things up. And we saw them working in tandem against Pittsburgh, against the Colts, doing exactly that. Rodriguez playing it the right way. Barnes, when he makes the right read, just wreaking havoc. So I think these are going to be the future. So those are my 3 bold predictions. Hutch and Harris, 20 sacks between the 2 of them. I said 10 plus each. If I said 20 sacks, that would be a little easier, right? Because if one gets 13, one gets 7. Anyways, no. 10 plus sacks each. I'm sticking with it. Jared Goff, 4,500 yards. And we will be confident in our linebacking core. What was the weakest position, likely? I think arguably the weakest position going into this year. It will be a position that we're like, no, we're good. We have our starters. We don't have to worry about it. They will assert themselves as a starting linebacker core. Those are the bold predictions. Am I crazy? Part of me thinks yes. Hit the subscribe button below. Leave your comments. What are your bold predictions? You got something bold? Is Swift going to go for over 1,500 total yards? Over 2,000. Let's go over 2,000 scrimmage yards. Maybe that's your bold prediction. Are we going to have a 1,000-yard receiver for the first time in a while? Is Amon-Ra St. Brown going to catch over 100 balls? Like, these are all bold predictions that I thought about doing, and I like some of them even more. So anyways, let me know what yours are. Thanks for listening. Season's right around the corner.